interesting. This effect is like a hologram. It's like the body's a hologram. And it's actually what happens. It's weird. I just opened the photo booth in Mac. It's the first time I tried. Everything is so hologrammatic. It's just very transparent. In the same way you see the body. The same way you see the body is just a hologram. Somebody points at you. They're not really pointing at you. It's just going directly. It's not like the body's a hologram and the walls are real. So walls are also. So the pointing is just not hitting anywhere. It comes from the other direction. It comes back to the where it started, and then it's free. It's an opening. It's not an information that is kept somewhere and protected. So that we can come back to it, and so it can save us. It's an opening. It's a wide open opening gate. Like an open gate. You're just an open gate, and then somebody sees you anywhere, and you just open. And your mind is fucked up. Maybe your mind is fucked up, right? Maybe you're forgetting. Maybe your brain is no longer functioning. You're an old guy. You forgot about your information, but still, the opening is there. It's just there. You sit silently, or you speak. It's different. It's not different. Dream, same thing. Deep sleep, life, death. It's just everything. And the opening is there. It's just the open. It's like, how would you have even the time to remember the information? Like the time between the disaster and remembering how to deal with it, how the information about dealing with it takes a long time. Maybe it will not actually arrive. Somebody else would say, well, actually, no, it's about doing the right thing. It's about doing good things in life. Okay. Like, how do you even know? It's just perspective. You do something good, and for someone else, it's bad because you didn't do good for this other person. You did for this specific person. Okay, why not? Why not this other person? Who's gonna judge you to tell you like, oh, you did the right thing or wrong? You're not sure. There's like doubt. There's doubt. What's gonna happen after death? Doubt. But there's no doubt in the opening. The opening is doubtless because it's not in the space-time. It's not in the hologram. And the hologram is not carrying it and trying to keep it in a volatile state. But it's it's not in the appearance. So when the appearance goes, it's still there. There's just many things to pick up on. It's like it just came to me yesterday that it's just like it's a knowing, right? But you don't actually perceive it. So it's like, I see this lock, I know there's a lock here, it's right there. Sure, I know it now, right? Because I saw it. So you see something and you know it. But what if you know without seeing anything? And that's like the sleep thing. You sleep and you wake up and then you say, I slept. But you never saw sleep itself. You saw the waking state or things in it, but you never saw sleep. You were not there. Yet we all say in the morning, I slept. This information was a knowing without perception. You never perceived it. You sleep. If you pretend to sleep, close the lights, close the eyes, right? It's dark. But is this sleep? Is sleep darkness? If it was just darkness, you're still awake. You're still awake. It's just darkness. So how come? How come this knowledge happen that you slept. Let's try to simulate it. Okay. Complete darkness. Still looking at darkness. Now you can put darkness in memory and say, darkness happened. Darkness is happening. It's real time. I can actually receive something. Okay. But when there's no light on darkness itself, that light that lights the darkness is not there, then there's nothing to perceive. And still you say, I have slept. And then you love this person. You say the love is there, but you never saw it. You saw the person, but you never saw the love. But you say, I'm sure about the love. I'm sure I had slept today. So this same sureness is what it is. It's a sureness of something that doesn't appear. In a way, we just skip there, in a way. Why try to jump to an information in perception when all perception goes anyway in sleep? It's weird. I had this uncle. He used to always make me laugh when I was a kid. He used to always, crack jokes. Right? He was perfect. He was so good in it. It just comes spontaneously to him. He was so. He's such a comedian. And he was not like a stand-up comedian or anything. He didn't have the chance, but he was an artist, and he would always come up with a joke. There was no context where he couldn't. He was just energetically there. And maybe with me as a child, he was able to do it. Maybe with his wife or normal circumstance, he doesn't feel like the vibe's coming. And it just kept going like that, and then until he was too old, like he was like maybe 80 something. And I remember at this time he could not speak. He had a problem speaking, and then he saw me, and there was no way for him to crack a joke anymore. So that's the place where he couldn't go to anymore, you see. And I felt so bad, but then he did something extremely intelligent. He laughed right away. You see, the purpose of the joke was to laugh, you see. So he just goes to the laughter directly. He just laughed. Because there was no way to say a joke, but he could laugh, so he laughed, you see. And I can sense even when he's laughing, you see, he's doing it, you see, to skip the joke. Because now he realized the joke is actually not important. You can just skip directly to the laughter, something more direct, you see. Robin Williams, at the end of his life, he said something like, I can't do it anymore, and that's why, part of why he got depressed. But this is something. This is like a good tactic, And then, but you see, even in laughter, in a way, he was trying to do it also, And I felt that, and I felt bad also. He was trying to do it. He's trying to also go there. You see? But it was a departure. Now, when you departure directly to the objective, now you don't have to really go through the steps. You go through the steps because you have the capability, but if you don't have the capability, you just go directly. So what if you can't even go to any information, go to anything that you know about, even laughter or sitting quietly? What if you can't even sit quietly? What if you can't even feel or see or sense anything? Your eyes are gone, are plugged out. Your ears are, I forgot the word. They're not working. Your skin is burned, right? How come you're, after all that, denied freedom? How can the freedom be based on intelligence, connecting the dots? How can it be a privilege? So in a sense, you're not going to something, you're going to not a perception. You're going to the knowing that's not a perception. You're going to the knowing without the perception. And that's what happened. That knowing is not a perception. So it cannot be talked about. You cannot say what it is. And that's the most direct thing. It's too direct. There is no way to take a step towards it, because that's where the start of the step is. So, that's just a different way to put it. And really, it just happens from self-awareness, Like this whole seeking journey thing. It's just self-awareness thing. It's like Newton becomes aware of the gravity, and he discovers, oh man, there's forces and like that, and there's a whole world. There's a whole world down there. Like there's an ant hive here. Like, oh look at all these creatures. Call them ants, and they have this way of living and like that. Discovered the entire world of physics, right? Just by being aware of something. So you become aware of yourself, and that what happened. You become aware of yourself, and you say, what should I do? Where am I gonna go after life? Because it's just you become the problem because you become aware of yourself. So most people are not actually aware of themselves, and that's okay. They're beautiful that way, Some would say that self-awareness is a curse, actually. It's better not to know. Because when you're not knowing, you're already beautiful. And you're already enlightened, actually. Most people are enlightened. Everybody is enlightened, actually. But the self-awareness is like, makes you feel, oh, I have to go somewhere. And that's still enlightenment, too. That's still perfection, too. But it's just a very real dream. It's very rigid. It's the most real of all of them. So actually, when you discover physics, because being aware of gravity, right, or math or whatever, it makes your life feel like you know something, like it makes your dream feel real. Like I'm really connecting the dots right now between, the x and the y and the theory of relativity and how equations and everything. You feel, oh man, this dream is real, Things are making sense. So with the self-awareness, this is the most real of all of them. This is the most perfect dream, most real dream. So you really think this is the ultimate dot connection game here. Like this is the thing, you see. Most real dream. But it's really just self-awareness, And that's the problem of self-awareness is not like you just know some information and you're okay. No, you want to know infinity. You want to encapsulate infinity in space-time. That's the disaster and the beauty in the same time. The impossibility and the irrational possibility, something like that, And then it's crazy. Tony Parsons say something, like the self. There's like the kids are 7 years old. They get a self in their body. They feel like they're real, and then they become somebody. This is Tony Parsons' story. I don't believe in it. I think it's like demons and griffins. It's like the Tony Parsons guy. He likes to play his role also. So like he says also stories. It is real. It is true on a certain level. He knows it's not real. There's no self that comes and goes. No such thing. But he plays it for the others. So because this is the way he can relate with them. You see. So he speaks with them and he wants to relate with them. So he say, oh, it seems that some demon guy comes in the body. It's like a story of the witches in the medieval times. It's like the witch in Hogwarts or something. And the griffins come. And they come in the night and they take over the children. That's how he says the self comes to the body or something. But it's not really about that. It's just self-awareness. It seems like, it happens in the mental sphere. Like the brain starts to grow, obviously, and then you feel like you're a person. Okay, that's natural. But it's just Self-awareness is different. Like, I'm here, what I'm gonna do. That's the real kind of initiation of self-awareness. And there's a crack for it. There's something that initiates it, like something so deep suffering or deep love. They're, quite equal. And that's the thing. And then it seems when the experiment works out and something blows up, and the scientists think, now we've understood how these materials interact. Now we understood, something about this dream, and now it's making more sense to us. It seems. But you see, this is all in the realm of the possible. It's possible that with enough effort, you can come up with a scientific theory, a discovery, innovation. It's all in the realm of the possible. If we talk about things like even spirituality, like feeling good, or like having a high vibe, okay, by meditating, or I started meditating a little bit, recently, and or going to the gym, whatever, and then you feel the energy is different. Even that is possible, still in the realm of the possible. You hear a song, you like it, and you get a vibe. But in the realm of the impossible is this infinity, knowing it's infinity. Being conscious of your unconsciousness. What happens there is, yes, everybody in a way operates unconsciously. You don't become self-aware in the first place and then seek. You see, but becoming aware of your sleeping, that you're sleeping now and you're having this dream, that the beauty of your unconscious, you can see others' beauty also in their unconsciousness. And that's the infinity being aware of itself. Some people call it that way, It's a bit fancy, but it's more like, it's just not in the three-dimensional, so it's in the realm of the impossible. So it's just, it's like the only miracle, in a way. If there was a miracle, that if there was a miracle, it would be this, that the complete failure of infinity to catch itself, and then just letting, and that knowing of that, knowing of that, how the knowing of that is just open. So it doesn't mean that you become like a better person, because if you become a better person, maybe you get more enemies, because now if you're a better person, people are thinking, this guy wants to, challenge us. We should challenge him more. Why? Just be part of the fish pool. Sometimes you say, oh, it's too much. Now you have to come back. So really, it's not about being a better person. You can you can appear to be extremely ideological guy, extremely hard-headed, extremely ideological, and even vulnerable, weak even. But deep inside, you're just you're playing the act, this guy, Deep inside, you're just melted already in your own self, in your own love, but it doesn't need to. Nobody needs to know about it in this dream or the next, in this life or the after. Nobody needs to know about it. You see, it's not like, oh shit, we have to tell this to everybody. No, they can just remain in their innocence, and you remain in your innocence, in your act, and act this person, to be the father, to be the brother, the sister, whatever. Just play your role. And that's more beautiful, that's more penetrating, it's more insightful. Because it doesn't need to show, something just doesn't need to show. It's there, it doesn't need to show. Why does it have to prove itself? Why should infinity tell parts of itself, I'm here. It's just weird. um, so you play your role, and that's it. And you appear like, there's no way to tell. If you met me in the workplace, there's no way to tell that I'm speaking about nonduality. If you meet me anywhere outside in the street, just another guy who's just, caring about food or something, and he just goes in and he eats and works. And it doesn't seem like there's anything significant. You have to come closer, you see. And that's possible. The other possibility is that you express. You do the embodiment thing. You express, and express the core outside, the spirit outside. And it can happen by itself, or it can happen through, doing embodiment work, or something to help the expression of the core outside, and then integrating it back inside, and then you seem open-minded. Yes, but you see, like whether you closed or open, like this is already open, so it's already open in closeness. It's closed in openness. Even when you, so it's weird. It's just there. And knowing it's just there without perception, and it is there as an opening that just deep in the well, in the deepest well. From the outside, it just seems like there's no water, but it's just you have to go so deep to find it. You're just pranking, even yourself. Even you yourself, you forget sometimes. Like, what is this happening? Why is this happening? And you say that, but even when you say that, it is still free. It is still looking at you. It's still free. But even though because it has nothing to do with the person, but it's there, and that's it. It's just open there. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. That's all I have to say.